Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to everyone online. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. Everybody get settled. Take a breath. Take a breath. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Helen Vello. I am the spiritual director here at the center. We are a center. I'm going to talk about this later today. I'm so excited. We are a center for spiritual living that encompasses so much. And what we teach here is that there is one power, one presence, one energy of infinite possibilities that lives through us, is expressing as us in each and every moment. We believe in the unity of all life. We believe that every single person on this planet is a divine expression of the same beautiful energy of love that we all are. And this unites us in oneness, in peace, in grace, in prosperity, abundance, and love. And we believe that these teachings help each and every one of us and anyone who is willing to go within and listen to that wise inner voice of guidance, these teachings are downloaded from the divine. They are absolute, they are perfect, they work for every single person on the planet exactly in the same way if we are opening our consciousness to knowing how beautiful and powerful we are. And so, this is what makes this center and this community exciting. And I'm super pumped for my talk because we had so many great things happen yesterday at a strategic planning meeting. So I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, and I will stop there and leave you in suspense. And I'll hit you with announcements. Oh, thank you, Rustin. Okay, so today was supposed to be an introductory session with Gina Papineau on living healthy, wealthy, and wise, and she's had to reschedule that, so stay tuned. So if you were planning to stay at or come back for 1 o'clock, you don't have to. You can go out and enjoy the sunshine. This Friday, we have David Hickey, the Crystal Bowl Healing Concert. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited for this. It is going to be absolutely phenomenal. David Hickey is a renowned musician that is going to fill this upper space with crystal bowls and gongs and just create 2 hours of incredible music. So you can get tickets online, you can get tickets at the door. He starts at 7:30 here in this center on Friday. Yes. I want to talk to you about the Amazon link that we have. Thanks to Amazon, they do give back to nonprofit organizations. So we have a link. Our link is in our in our newsletter. It is also on the homepage of our website. If you scroll down to the bottom, you will see across the bottom Amazon link. And if you use that particular link to do your Amazon shopping, then Amazon gives us a little bit of cash back. So thanks to Amazon. This month is Express Your Appreciation to a Volunteer. And thank the volunteers of the center. So if you are a volunteer in the center, I'm going to ask you to stand up. Just stand up. I'm just going to call you out there and just thank them today. Give them a hug. Give them a really big hug. And know that thank you for your service. Thank you, thank you, thank you. What was decided yesterday is that once a month, a volunteer is going to be thanked up here on stage. So next Sunday, on Father's Day, some person is going to be thanked, but they don't know who it is. I do. And I think that is it for announcements. So I'm going to hand it over to Aidan Farrell for our invocation song.
How could anyone ever tell you were anything less than beautiful? How could anyone ever tell you were less than my soul.
Beautiful, Aiden. Oh, I invite you to take another breath in, breathing into that heart space, the soul space. Knowing that within us is a divine pattern for humanity. And within this pattern, there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, abundance, prosperity, inclusiveness. I know and I declare right here, right now, that the mind of each one of us, being one with the mind of spirit, shall know, not only know, embody our greatness within. Know and embody our unique purpose for being here on this planet. And allow the flow of divine love to come through each one of us, expressing so perfectly, so beautifully, so individually, and thus harmony, peace, cooperation, unity, prosperity, abundance, inclusiveness will be experienced by every human being on this planet. I know and declare that there shall be a free exchange and interchange of ideas, of cultures, of ethics, of spiritual concepts, of infinite possibilities for the good of each one of us. And I know this and I declare this because the divine mind has created us all. We are bound together in one perfect unity of energy, life, and love. Let's breathe this in. Breathe it in, embody it. Knowing that every thought, every feeling, every action that we take has an effect in our life, in the lives of others, and to everyone on this planet. So with this understanding, with this knowing, with this commitment to embody the consciousness of love, I say thank you. Thank you to this divine mind that is in constant creation and evolution, supporting each and every one of us in elevating our consciousness into a higher vibration, a higher plane, a plane of compassion, love, and peace. And so it is. With that, we're all going to stand up and sing This Little Light of Mine.
Let it shine. shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. All around the world, all around the world. I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. All around the world, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. In the dark,
I'm gonna let it shine.
out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Out there in the dark, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. I ain't gonna hide it, no, I'm gonna let it shine. I ain't gonna hide it, no, I'm gonna let it shine. I ain't gonna hide it, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it
All right is right. I am going to invite up to the lectern our practitioner of the day. Margaret Ann and I have just received, well, we haven't quite received it yet because I haven't given them out, but we have just received our 5-year pins as licensed spiritual practitioners here at this center. Woo-hoo-hoo. And so Margaret Ann and I went through practitioner studies together. And man, this woman, she is dedicated to this center. She puts in countless hours doing so much work around here. And yet, always has this still, unwavering wisdom and grace about her. So, I'm going to invite up to the lectern Margaret Ann. Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Wow. Okay. Good morning, everyone. And good morning to those online as well. We're working with a theme this month, saying yes to possibility. And my quote for today is by Ben Orcree. The most authentic thing about us is our capacity to create, to overcome, to endure, to transform, to love, and to be greater than our suffering. And of course, suffering is just hanging on. As I was letting my mind wander to be open to what message I could bring to you today, a childhood memory came to mind and would not go away. So even though at first I could not see the connection to our theme of possibility in this story, I knew I had to work with it. This memory, this story, is one I have always treasured. Growing up, my brother, sister, and I would spend a few weeks each summer on the dairy farm owned by my Aunt Jean and Uncle Ken. Along with my 2 cousins, there was always some adventure to get into. I loved being on the farm. The barn and the barnyard surrounding it was for me a place of fascination, interesting smells, animals to pet, and there was always the barn cats, skitsy and elusive. On the day of this happening, I went to the back woodshed that was out the back door of the kitchen, put on my boots that were especially for barn wear, and went out to the barn where my uncle had just finished the morning milking and had released the cows to let them wander back to the pasture. As I arrived at the barn, I could see a commotion going on at the milk shed, a tiny shed attached to the barn that held the milk cans and the milking machines. For some reason, known only to this cow, She was trying to enter this shed. Because of her size, which was ample, she could only enter up to her shoulders. My uncle was beside her, reaching his hand into the shed to guide her to back up. Now, you may not be aware that it can be very difficult to get any large animal to go backwards. So my uncle had his hands full, and she did not want to go backwards, and she did not want to stay with her head in the shed either. I was standing behind the cow. Waited behind her, divinely placed on the ground between her and me, was a queen-sized, very fresh cow patty. I trust you all know what a cow patty is. As this frantic cow backed up, she placed her hoofs very firmly down in protest at each step. With this vigor, she stomped into this divinely placed patty, spraying my short body pretty much from head to foot. My arms raised immediately. I rose up and let my hands hang in the air. I did not want to touch what had landed on me. And the distinct aroma of you-know-what wafted up from the front of me. I was fortunate that I was still young enough to cry openly because I had to process what had just happened. This is a memory, and this is the memory that I hold very dear. And I was puzzled to see what the lesson could be in this. Then I remembered a follow-up to this story. My sister, who is 2 years older than I am, her memories of childhood are a little different from mine. Generally, I have found her memory to be pretty good about most things. When I was telling this most endearing memory in another forum where my sister was present, she spoke up and said rather indignantly that this thing that happened with the cow happened to her and not to me. Now, I have all the sensory and emotional and psychological memories of this event, feeling the angst of the cow, watching my uncle working hard to keep her from injuring herself and demolishing the shed, of standing with my arms raised and smelling the you-know-what. And then it came to me, the message in this whole story. Cow patties happen, and there is a possibility that this cow patty may not even be mine. No matter how much I claim it or want it or identify with it. There is a possibility that this memory was not mine at all. I don't believe it really, but the possibility is there. Can you see how possessive I am of this cow patty? And I came to ask, what other stuff am I claiming as mine that is not mine? As humans, we all have the ability to hold on, to hold dear stuff that may not be ours. Sometimes we step in it, sometimes it is splayed upon us, and sometimes it is not even ours. As spiritual beings, we can take a moment and look at the possibilities and choose to let go and go forward. It can also be noted that cow patties, when they become dry and age and are mixed with earth, provide nutrients in our soil to grow our food. And this can be interpreted metaphysically. Our stuff can mature and transform and be the substance of wisdom. I must say I love this cow. I love the cow that created the cow patty. I love my uncle, and I do love my sister. I am grateful for such a vivid happening that brought home for me that I don't have to carry metaphysical cow patties around in my pockets. And that is my story. Thank you. And now if we'd like to go for our affirmation of the month. I will read it once and then we'll say it twice. I let go of my limited thinking. I allow the universe to reveal my life of infinite possibilities. And together, I let go of my limited thinking. I allow the universe to reveal my life of infinite possibilities. And once more. I let go of my limited thinking. I allow the universe to reveal my life of infinite possibilities. Okay, and please join me in some affirmative prayer. If we take a breath and become present to this moment of infinite possibility. It's always here. It is vibrant, it is alive, it is open. It is for us to step into. It is for us to be this infinite possibility. And knowing that in this place of power, of presence, of poise, all is good. Because there is only this divine energy that is creative, that is intelligent, that carries forth our desires in the best way possible for us. Knowing that we are divine beings, we are divine spirit in action, in living, in taking these possibilities and making them opportunities to live the fullest life that we could imagine. Taking this breath and knowing that this is the truth, allow it to sink and seep and flow and be in us and shine as our light in this world. In gratitude for each of us here, in gratitude for this community that is in this place of possibility always, and gratitude that each of us is this divine being, this divine doing, this divine action. In gratitude, I release my word to the law, knowing that it is done. And together we say, and so it is. Namaste.
Man, that was so good. I love stories like that. It's wonderful. Okay, I'm going to pass it over to Aiden. She has an original song for us today.
Yes.
Yes.
Julian asked us which is chord. This song is called Mad Love. I've done it once here before, and it's just about, I was thinking about pride and just celebrating love and loving radically against all odds. So, thanks. Okay. You lay neath the sun while I sit and I stare at the moon. You look at your life from a different point of view. And I'll never know quite how it feels to be you. So go ahead and tell your story. Tell me what you're going through. 'Cause you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. Now you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. Yeah, you know I got mad love. Mad love, mad love. No matter who you are, you know I got mad love for you. If we really want to heal the world, then we have to learn
Oh, imagine the possibilities if we were loving so madly and completely and fully ourselves first. And we were so incredibly filled up with all that love that we could just let it spill over to everybody else in the world. Wouldn't that be amazing? What would those possibilities be for life, huh? Because we are saying yes to possibilities. And oh my goodness, I am going to invite you this month to really open up your minds, to envision things that you might never have been able to envision before for yourself. Just think of one thing that you maybe all your life said, no, that was not possible. I could never do that. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. I'm not wise enough. I'm not whatever enough, tall enough. Okay, that was for me. But just imagine, what would be that one thing if you could take all the limits off in your mind and say yes to it? You might be surprised at what shows up. Because I said yes to something, and I got myself into quite the little experience. So I said yes to taking my certificate of consciousness studies with Holmes Institute as part of my affiliation process with Centers for Spiritual Living, because I am an Emerson licensed minister versus a CSL licensed minister. So I said, yes, I've got everything to gain, nothing to lose. So I enroll, and I was going to start in the fall, but I said, oh, hey, I'll do one in the summer. I'll do a course in the summer. And so I'm looking online, and I'm thinking, oh, this looks really interesting, science and spirituality. Okay, that could be kind of cool. So I sign up, and I am a little bit of a keener, and I decided I would start to watch the lectures. They didn't really have a full description of what the class was about. So I started to look at the lectures, and my teacher is a world-renowned quantum physicist by the name of Amit Goswami. Yes. And so I start watching these lectures. Holy crap, it's quantum physics. I'm like, what? I don't understand string theory. I don't understand this. I don't understand that. And I kind of went into my small s mind. Remember last week I talked about the difference between the small s mind, the small self, which is the ego, versus the big S? I was not in my I am the big S in that moment, which is my spiritual being. I went, oh my God, I sucked at science in school. And I'm trying to wrap my head around this lecture going, I don't get it. And then I went, I am a metaphysician. And there are infinite possibilities for me, and it's up to me to open up my mind and say, yes, I will not only learn it, I will love it, I will embody it, and I will be incredibly excited about it. So I did say that to myself a few times. But then what I did was I went online and I watched String Theory for Dummies on YouTube. There's String Theory for Dummies. And then I started listening to a book, and then I started watching Amit Goswami's film called The Quantum Activist. Mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. It'll be one of the films we show for our spiritual cinema that we're going to start in the fall. Oh my gosh, this guy is a genius. So I want to give you his definition of quantum physics. Quantum physics is the physics of possibilities. It's the physics of possibilities. And not just material possibilities, but also the possibilities of, and this is what hooked me, meaning, of feeling, yes, and of intuiting. You choose everything you experience from these possibilities. So quantum physics is a way of understanding your life as one long series of choices that are in themselves the ultimate act of creativity. Isn't that awesome? That is so cool. So what if all of our choices could be focused on qualitative living versus material living? Think about that. What if we were so connected to that big S? I tried to find a t-shirt, by the way. I tried to see if I could get an I am the big S t-shirt made for today, but you have to order in bulk. I didn't know. I wasn't about to order 20 t-shirts. But imagine if we were in our spiritual being and using our consciousness. I mean, we're always using our consciousness, but let's really use our consciousness here to make our choices based on the quality of life we were living. Is this choice going to bring more peace into my life? Is this choice going to allow me to live fully on purpose? Is this choice really loving for me? So think about it, because are the choices that you are making, and we're always choosing, even if we don't think we're choosing, even if we say we're not choosing, we're also choosing not to choose, so we're always choosing. Got that? We are always choosing. So is the choice that you are making one that is really enhancing your life? And that is a great question to ask yourself, because we are so conditioned to believe that, oh, this thing out here in the material world, that's going to make me happy. Oh, that is going to help me fulfill my purpose. No, what is going to help you fulfill your purpose is your own consciousness and saying yes to your big S, to your spiritual being that is so filled with infinite possibilities. So, what if you don't know what to choose? Because that happens too. My daughter's perfect for this. What do you want? I don't know. What do you want for dinner? I don't know. Make a choice. I don't know what I want. Yes, you do. If you did know, what would it be? She hates when I say that. Hates it. But I'm like, you do know. You do know. And it becomes often a fault for us instead of, listening. What do I feel like today? What do I want to eat? What do I want to do? So when we conceive new ideas, because they're all within us, there are infinite ideas and possibilities percolating within us. We're just not focusing our attention on them. But when we can conceive this new idea or this new possibility for ourselves, remember, this is an act of the divine projecting itself through you, because Spirit must always be creating. Spirit must always be expressed through us. So listen to the idea and allow this energy to move through you. And then, of course, once you have the idea, because how many of you have had an idea and you kind of sat on it and went, yeah, that'd be a really great idea. and then you don't take any action on it. And then somebody else is doing the same thing, and you're like, I had that idea. That was my idea. I'm like, no, too late. Snooze, you lose. Take action on your ideas. And this is what happened here yesterday that I am so excited about, because we had a strategic planning meeting yesterday. And it was myself, it was the board of trustees, some of the board of advisors, some practitioners, and members of our community. And what I did is I used the template of the 7 spiritual laws of success as the template for our strategy meeting, because we can get really heady into strategy, but we're a spiritual community. We need to be in alignment with the spiritual laws. So we started with the law of pure potentiality. And what came through us was pure potential, along with a really clear concept of who we are. And we are a center. Got that? Center, right? Center, 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 center. We are a center for spiritual living. And what are the quantitative qualities that this center wants to offer and reflect? Wellness, happiness, purpose, spirituality, mindfulness, connection, community, inspiration, and growth. How does that sound? Isn't that cool? Yes, it was amazing. So everything that we do going forward must reflect these qualities from our space, our messaging, our program, our community connections. And what's so cool is wellness was like happiness and wellness was sort of like the two side by side that came up first. And I went, wow, that is so in alignment with the tenets of our teaching. Because this philosophy, science, and way of life started in healing. It started in physical healing, emotional healing, mental healing. That was the roots of it, going way back to the 1800s and even before then. It was, there is a mental cause to every physical condition. And so, change the mental, emotional cause, you can have a healing. And there were people that were doing this kind of physical healing. And if you want to go read all the history about it, I can put you in the right direction there. But here's the thing. Then it kind of changed over into, wow, if we can have physical healing, then we can also, by changing our mindset, start to demonstrate all this material stuff. And so, great, fantastic, except that you have to remember, it's great to have the material stuff, as long as the quality's there, right? Because we got away from quality and focused on how much of all of this can I have from more of a gluttonous point of view. Then let's enhance not only my life, your life, but the lives of everyone. And that's the caveat. Everything we do is not just for selfish reasons. It's for self-full reasons. We fill up so we have so much to give to be of service in the world. And so, I look at the wellness and I'm like, yes, we can create so much wellness here. And so the other thing we looked at were the pain points. What are people looking for? And the 3 things we came up with is people are not meant to live alone. And there are a lot of people on their own. And that loneliness, isolation, and stress are huge factors that people are dealing with. And I think, we saw that this week in the last couple of weeks of people who look so incredibly successful and happy on the outside are really, really suffering on the inside. Well, this is a great place to fill up with love. And that people are looking for something to believe in. Would you agree? Yeah. People are looking for something to believe in. So community, connection, mindfulness, purpose, happiness, wellness, inspiration, and growth bring healing to those pain points. So we're moving into action. We are moving into action, and we've come up with 6 initiatives that I'm going to go through quickly, and you'll hear more about it. Number 1 initiative is we have a membership committee that is reaching out to our members and asking, how can we support you? How can we serve you, and how can we support you? There's a committee who's looking into all of our messaging, our values, our value proposition to make sure that all of the languaging is congruent with the qualities that we are exuding, and that we are very, very clear about our message. And we have a commitment to rebuild the Dynamic Kids program come the fall. So there's a place for children to come on a Sunday. So that means parents can come on a Sunday. And there is a team of brilliant people that are creating a full-on marketing program that includes blogging, a bigger social media presence, and marketing different aspects of the center, which is our events, our Live Well store, our space rental, inspirational content, and all the things we're doing. And then the last thing, or part of the marketing, is also going to be a good old grassroots campaign of posting a specific flyer all over Toronto saying to people, here we are, and this is what we offer. And if you are looking for wellness, if you are looking for a place to belong, if you are looking for healing, then you come here. And here's what we have to offer. And then the 2 other things is we're going to do a professional video for our website and social media about the center. And the 6th thing is we are going to enhance. We did say the customer experience, but I don't see you as customers. That was sort of like the marketing lingo. Is we're enhancing the community experience by having our space from outside, from the moment you walk up to the doors all the way in here, reflect wellness, happiness, purpose, spirituality, connection, community, inspiration, and growth. So we have a lot of work to do because September is going to be our big launch date for all of this. But it's really to say, yes, here we are. We are the center for spiritual living that supports you in living a qualitative life. And that, for me, really, I find it so exciting. So exciting because, I know when I walked in the door here, and it was funny because we talked about this yesterday, when we were talking about space. When I walked in the door here, there were black and red chairs, and they were all ripped, and there was no color on the wall, and it was dark and dingy, and and now we're so close to it, like we see the transformation, but we don't always see it from a fresh perspective. And I'm going, but you know what? When I walked in here in that dingy space, and believe me, I was asking, what the heck did I get into coming in here? Like, what is this? But you know what it was that kept me? It was the teachings. I went, there's something magical in this. You mean that I have this incredible consciousness and ability to manifest all the love and the goodness and the light in my life that I desire to express, and I can really learn the tools and practices to do that? Yes. That for me was like the golden moment of saying, yeah, I'm in, despite the appearances. But now we need to keep evolving and going to the next level. We can't just stay here. That's not what these teachings teach us. Everything is evolving. Everything is changing. So we need to continue to evolve and grow in our own consciousness, knowing that every single one of us is connected to that infinite source of possibilities, and that all we need to do is download that from the divine into our being and live from it, to live this qualitative life that can be so magical and fun. So it was a pretty amazing day yesterday, and it's so funny because we finished 45 minutes early too, huh? We were like, let's do it. We ate, and then we finished it off, and we were out of there. So know that, if there's anything that you want to bring forth that's part of this evolution, you can always speak to a board member. You can always speak to me. You can always speak to a practitioner. Give us your ideas. Send it into the info at CSL Toronto. But it's like, wow, let's make this center for spiritual living what it's meant to be in the next evolution. And we don't do it alone. We don't do it alone. We do it in community. And so if there's anything you want to be a part of, you are so invited to step into that, because you don't know what you're going to find in yourself, right? As you start to give back and you start to say, yeah, I can contribute here and there, you find out so much about yourself and what's possible within you. And that is an igniter, an initiator into something greater. We just don't always know what the greater looks like, 4 years from now, 5 years from now. We don't always know that, but we know we're on the path towards it. And that, for me, is so exciting. So, choose the actions that bring you happiness, that bring you success, that really support you in living consciously. Use your consciousness. Take your awareness of what you are and know that it can be more and more and more. And I want to leave you with another quote from Amit Goswami. Evolution is fundamentally creative. And when we align ourselves with the evolutionary movements of consciousness, the universe itself puts wind in our sails. Quantum thinking goes beyond the thoughts we're aware of. It includes the unconscious processing, which doesn't just expand our boundaries, but can also free us from suffering. And so I invite you to free yourself from suffering. Have that beautiful intention to be all that you can be. An intention plus desire plus action, and then letting it go creates and equals the next evolution of our wellness and our happiness and our connection and our community. So step into those possibilities. There's a whole quantum field in us, through us, and as us. Blessings and namaste. Okay, so it is time for our circulation and our giving back to the center. And I invite you to, as the band is getting ready. Take out what you have to offer the center. And online, if you would like to donate, there is a donate button there. And thank you. That would be greatly appreciated. I'm going to ask you to repeat this affirmation after me. I joyfully give to my spiritual center. Knowing it returns to me multiplied abundantly. I am grateful for all my blessings. And so it is. And we are going to sing Circulate as the baskets go around. So I invite you to stand up.
Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. 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 And it returns to me. Multiplied, abundant. Oh, circulate my joy right now. Circulate my joy. 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 And it returns to me. Multiplied abundantly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Across the nation, it's a love vibration. Around the world and beyond, yeah. Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. 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 It returns to me. Yeah, multiplied abundantly. Oh.
Working it.
In this place of gratitude, of circulation, of knowing that everything that is in these baskets is total love, total grace. And in this place of collection and redistribution, this circulation of the divine energy is always moving, always flowing, always good. In gratitude for each and every person in this place and for this beautiful center that as it expands and circulates in this world. In gratitude, I release this word to the law, knowing that all is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Circulate my love right now. Circulate my love. 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 And it returns to me.
the love by saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everybody online. Thank you to everyone here today. And thank you to Lynette, Linda, Lise, Patrick, Tasha, Yelka, Carrie, Judy, Ken, Lou, Lucy, Tony, and Aisha, who were so brilliant in our strategic planning meeting yesterday. Thank you, thank you, thank you! And then I'm also going to say thank you to Aiden Swanson Aiden Swanson. Oh, she and Brendan are now married. Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden Farrell and the band. And just so you know, Aiden is heading off to Vancouver for the summer, so we'll see her again in September. Oh, have a great, great summer. Also, thank you to Kim on camera, to Cohen on sound, and to Lori in the Live Well store, to Tony and Mark for greeting today, and for our board members, Tasha and Patrick. And then we also, Lena, your beautiful, commanding meditation this morning. Thank you. And Margaret Ann, thank you for your beautiful, beautiful talk today. I loved it. It was fantastic. And we have Jackie Van Mels, our community practitioner today. If you have anything that you need affirmative prayer for, go see Jackie. She will be in the back room, in our prayer room, and is happy to do spiritual mind treatment affirmative prayer with you. And that's it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are going to finish off the day with I release and I let go.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was in hand. But now I can say, if you're discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you gotta let it go. You gotta let